Alrighty, we have a very nice fluorescent light fixture. We're going to put it up in a drop ceiling. I maintain some luxury apartments here. The landlord has a very good reputation around town. It's a pleasure to help him out. I got this light for free to help save him some money. And we're going to put a whip on it, and we're going to get it ready to put in a drop ceiling upstairs in one of the luxury apartments. So first we'll open this up. And we'll take it out. Okay, so we'll take our bulbs out. The other light that was up there, it was so hard to get the bulbs out. We're going to just take it down and put it out for free. Take our cover off of here. All right, we'll get this out of here. So this is our black and white, which is the power coming in. And this is the two yellow wires. We're going to see which two sockets we're using. Okay, these wires aren't very well listed in here. So we're going to fix them up here. We'll strip them both the same length here. Get them lined up so that they're even there. Cut them so they're even. And we'll put our orange wire nut on here. We'll look at our other one here. Okay, that one looks good. Our wires are twisted even and they're even on the end, so we'll put this one back together. We'll pop this out here and see. We have a broken socket here, and we do have a socket that we're not using in the middle here, so we're going to take this one out. We're going to take out our broken one. We'll pull our wires out of it. And we'll take our broken wires off of this end here. Okay, so now we can connect. So we'll put one yellow one on this side, one yellow one on this side, one white one on this side, and one white one on this side. Make sure they're all seated down in all the way. Okay, so this is our fixture end here. Now we can put our end back up in here like this. just snaps in like that in the little grooves here. There's two grooves. There's one down here and there's one in the top. We're using the ones in the top. So now this is ready to put back into our fixture. So we're going to bring our yellow wire. Where do our wires come out on this? We'll bring them out in the middle here. Our ballast is up here, so we'll bring it down this way. Okay, so we got to bring these yellow wires back this way and bring them up over this here like that. And we can set it back into our little slots here. And we'll just snap it back down in. We'll just pop it out like that, snap that one in, pop it out, snap it down in. And this is our black and white that'll go to our line. So now we'll come down to this end. We'll take this middle one out because we're not going to be using the middle one. And we'll save our socket here. We'll just take it out to avoid confusion because we're not using this middle one because we have a 4-bulb ballast in here rather than a 2-bulb ballast. Okay, our connections look factory on this, so we're not going to take it apart. Just put it back in. And just set it back in here like this. And we'll just pop it back down in here. Pop that in. Okay, we'll save this end here because we are always needing these ends for lights. So we'll straighten up the wiring on these here, make sure our connections are all good. We have a lot of Mickey Mouse taping here. Okay, they look okay. We'll pull all the tape off. Okay, we can shorten this up a little bit because the wire doesn't have to be that long because I want to make sure we get our insulation under the bottom of the wire nut so we don't have to tape it. Good there. We'll check our other one over here. Well, they taped it up with some real thick tape. It's not necessary. Take it off. Okay, we'll get them lined up so they're even here like this. We'll cut them so they're both the same length here. Okay, we're a little crooked here, so we'll bring it back a little bit more. There it is. There we go, we got them the same length. Exactly the same length like that there. Take our wire nut, we'll just twist it on. So I get a nice little twist on the bottom here. Okay, so there's one set of blue wires. We'll do these blue wires here. We'll just check, see how these are done. Okay, they look okay. We'll just clip them so they're even here on the end so that the wire nut grabs both wires evenly. This one here. Okay, again, we'll just shorten this up so we don't have any copper showing below our wire nut. And the insulation is even at the bottom, and our copper is even on the end. Okay, we'll get these folded up. Now we'll check our reds here. See what we got. Okay, this one looks okay. I'm just going to shorten it up a little bit. And we use some real fat rubber tape on here, which is not needed. Cut it so that they're even on the, because our insulation goes up into the bottom of our wire nut like that. Okay, let's check this one down here. Okay, the insulation is even at the bottom and our copper is even at the top, but I'm going to shorten it so we get a better connection here, and our insulation is in the bottom of our wire nut. Okay, the last two red ones here. That's what we got on this here. Okay, clip this so it's even here, so our insulation goes up under the bottom of the wire nut. Well, something broke off inside the wire nuts. You know what we're going to do? We're going to clip our end off of it so that nobody tries to grab it and use it. And our last one here. I hope we have another orange one. Take it off. Okay, so we'll get our insulation even at the bottom here. Get them twisted so they're nice and even here. Clip them so they're even on the end. Stick our orange wire nut on here. Okay, so we're going to have to go get one more orange wire nut for that one. I just hope I have one. If I don't, I don't. I'm not going to get upset. Okay, I did happen to find another one, so we'll get this on here. Okay, so we'll fold all our wires up so they stay in this little track here. And we will get ready to we'll take this piece off. This is here in the country I was born in, we use 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. The black is live, the white is neutral. So now we'll flip this around the other way, and we'll get our debris out of it. Push this in, pull it up. We'll take our Romex connector off because we're using what's called MC cable. Okay, so now we'll set our light down and we'll get our MC cable ready to prepare together to put on here. Okay, so we have our whip here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it fairly long here, and I'll show you a little trick so we don't have to cut on both ends. So we'll take our hacksaw. Okay, we'll just pop it off like that. Now on this end, I'll show you a little trick. I'm going to just take the front of my pliers here. I'm just going to make sure we don't have sharp edges here. So what we'll do is this got mangled up a little bit, but you know what? I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm just going to cut it with my cutters. And I'll push it back down here. Now what I'll do is, so we don't have a sharp edge here, is I'll take my side cutters and I'll just cut that little bit off. And I'll push some wire back through to this end over here to hook up into our light fixture. I'll push it back, see the wire coming out on the other end? So there we are. So we're going to take, we're going to cut the plastic off here. So here in the country I was born in, our supply wire is coming in from the junction box above the ceiling. We're going to have our black, which is live, our white, which is neutral, and our green is ground. And this is the end that's going to go in the junction box. I got to go grab our fittings here. So this piece here has an orange bushing in it. Pops in with the little barbs you can see inside there. So we'll put this on the end that's going to go into the junction box. We'll put this on here like this, and you'll hear a little snap as that goes in. Hear it snap when it went in? So this is ready to hook up into our junction box. So I'll get this ready to strip our ends here. Strip with our 14 gauge hole. We're going to pigtail inside of a junction box above a drop ceiling. Okay, now on this end we're going to be hooking up to our light fixture, so we'll strip again with our 14 gauge hole. I'm going to strip with this green one longer because we're going to be putting it around a ground screw. So now I will go and grab a bushing because we're going to use a different kind of fitting here. It's going to go onto our light fixture. So this will go on here like this. We'll put our ring on here like this. I'll just tighten it up so it's all nice and tight. There it is. It's all nice and tight. Okay, so this is an anti-short bushing used on your MC cable or in Greenfield. So we have to put it in here to protect our wires from the sharp edges of the cable here. So we'll just push it in like this. Just push it right down in there nice and tight. I have to try to open this cable up a little bit. So that goes down in there nice and tight. I gotta spread it some more. This way might open. How come it's not opening up? There it goes. Okay, we'll push it down into our cable. See how it's getting in there nice and tight. See how it's almost flush with the cable here. Then we'll open up our cable clamp here. I'm going to just give it one more good shove, make sure it's in nice and tight. Put a piece of wood back here a little bit. Push it in. Okay, so we got it down nice and flush here. Put our cable into our connector like this. And I'll bring it down all the way. Now I'll push it down on it as I'm tightening the screws so the bushing stays in there tight. Tighten that screw up like that there. I'll take our ground wire. This is our green screw for the ground. So we'll bring it down here. We'll make our flathead screw. So we'll take our needle nose pliers. Okay, I think I'll strip that a little longer. Strip with our 14 gauge hole. Now when you put your wire around the screw, you always go the direction that the screw turns. So we'll go down and around the screw. The reason you go the direction that the screw turns is if you go if you go the other direction, when you tighten the screw, it will open up the loop. So I make sure my loop is closed around the screw the direction our screw turns. Okay, so there it is. That's what you want to have. Okay, so now we'll get our light fixture back up here again. There's a screw that goes over here. It belongs in this here. So we'll bring our, goes on this way. So we'll get our wires into our fixture like this. We'll snap it in. You'll see there's like a little rib on this here. See how it snapped over that little rib there? And we'll put our screw into here to hold our fixture together. Okay, we got it together here. Well, you know what? I'm not going to curse God's name. I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm not going to get upset. Things happen, and if it breaks, it breaks. Getting frustrated does not give you anything at all. Absolutely nothing. So we'll just stick it back in. And you know what? I don't even care. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Getting frustrated does nothing at all to help you. Absolutely nothing at all. Nothing whatsoever can come from frustrating and getting upset. If I don't have it, you know what? I don't have it. If it's not going to go, you know what? It's not going to go. You don't get upset. Something's not going to go. It's not going to go. You don't frustrate. You don't carry on. You don't piss and moan. Things happen. The quicker you learn it, the better you're off you are. If it breaks, you just throw it away and you get another one. And you don't even care about the one that broke. You just throw it away. But fortunately, we're going to be able to use this. Well, you know what? It didn't even go in the hole up here, the screw. But you know what? We're not going to carry on about that. We're not going to put some on. We're not going to carry on. It is what it is. You don't get upset. It's not going to change anything. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. We did the best we can, and we're not going to frustrate over it. It is what it is. Something doesn't line up, it doesn't line up. We'll figure out why. If we can't, we can't, but if we can, we will. So we are going to make it straight. So now we'll just take our black and white wire, hook our blacks together like this, get our insulation even at the bottom and our copper even at the end. Take our wire nut, we'll just put it on here. Okay, we'll get our copper even at the end and our insulation even at the bottom here. Make sure insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut. Now I want to find the nut for that, but if I don't, I don't. But if I can, good for me. But if I don't, I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to carry on. I'm not going to piss and moan. Not going to take God's name in vain and all that stuff. Nothing to help you. Absolutely nothing. Okay, we found a nut to hold our ballast down. So we are thankful for that one. But if it doesn't fit, it fits. Okay, we got that all nice and tight. Now I want to get this screwed down for some reason that hole doesn't line up, so we're just not gonna carry on. We're not gonna frustrate. We're just gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Just make it fit. Make it fit. So that's where it's supposed to go, and that's where we're gonna put it. So there it is. It's up there. It's down the way it's supposed to be. And we'll get a nut and we'll put a nut on there with a washer. Well, I found a nut and a washer to hold this on, so we're going to make it fit. We put our nut on there with our washer. But I don't have a nut driver, but I'm not going to carry on. I'm going to be thankful for the pliers I have. Put it on with our pliers. Just a little bit harder. Okay, we got it on there nice and tight. Now we'll fold our wires up so that they stay inside our channel here, where we want our wires to stay in this little channel here. So we'll bring them down, bring them down, up, fold them over. Just keep them all right in this little channel here. So when we put our cover on here, everything stays in place. And we'll use a piece of electrical tape. Fold them down. Fold our black and white power wires coming in. Okay, so we got everything all together here the way we want it. Now we're ready to put our cover over the fixture here. You see these little things here. These go in these slots here. So just make sure we don't get any of our wires pinched in here. Let's make sure they're all underneath here. Put it in. We'll get it in and put it under there. Place it. Put it on this side. Over here. So I'll just make sure no wires are pinched anywhere. We'll put our light bulbs in. Put our bulbs in here like this. Make sure we're in on both sides. Pop them so you see that little dimples facing up. Get it in. Make sure both pins are in here. We'll turn it. See that little, these two little nubs here? You want to make sure they're facing up. Now we're ready to take our power end here and we'll check it and make sure it's going to work. So just fold our ground wire back. We'll take our extension cord. Plug it in. We'll just check it and make sure it's going to work. And it works. So now we can put our part in for the cover to cover our bulbs. But you know what? I think I will wait until, well, I'm going to put it on anyway. This just goes in here like this. Goes in like that. And we'll just bring our upside down. I'm upside down. I love being upside down. But getting frustrated doesn't help you at all. Just turn it around. Here like that. It drops down. Just lift this up. Lift this one up. Then we'll just lock this down here. So now this is ready to be put up into a ceiling. And I'm going to turn it around so that our cable doesn't get cut. Alright. Peace. Thanks for watching.